Well, right now I'm trying to hunt somebody down that would talk to me, but a lot of people here seem to be a bit camera shy. But we're gonna keep trying, okay? All right, let's go.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.
Oh no!
Okay, so Rupinder, how do you deal with having traditional parents versus being a contemporary or liberal Canadian-born student? How do you deal with that?
Well, it's pretty difficult saying that you have to live with parents that are very old-fashioned, very strict, not letting you do the things you want to do. And since you can't really do the things you want to do, it's very difficult because people that really have that freedom, some of them don't really get to understand that you can't go anywhere. And with that fact, you know, some people may just not look at you differently and so on and so forth. With my dad, he's very strict. He doesn't believe in freedom. He just believes in education. He doesn't want you to have a social life. But now he's starting to loosen up because he knows, you know, that this is Canada. He's not in India, because everything that I seem to do here is like, okay, in India, you know, in India we do this and this and this. How come you're doing something different down here? He doesn't seem to understand it. So it's pretty difficult, but I am coping with it right now. And since I've been brought up, it's something I've actually used to now, but other than that, it's all right.
What about dating? How does that affect you? I mean, you see all the other, you know, people in school, you know, social lives, activities. How does the dating, how does it work? Are you allowed to date?
No, I'm not allowed to date, but it's not like it doesn't stop me. But I'm saying that, like, the more he tells you not to date, the more actually someone will do it. And therefore, you know, as you get older, you start to not listen to your parents because sometimes you know, they don't really know what they're talking about because they believe in an arranged marriage and they want to just get you arranged marriage. They want you to be sent away. They want you to be like a good man, because a typical Indian marriage would be like with a guy who was a doctor and a girl who was a nurse. And it's much more stricter for the girls because they just expect the girls to just be in the house, take care of the husband, take care of the parents, you know. And with the son, you know, it's much more easier for the son because they kind of have more freedom, because in a culture, having a boy is a blessing because, you know, because they're there to take care of the parents when, you know, they're much older and they can't be taking care of themselves. But, you know, dating, it's very hard because you can't really date because they won't allow it. And if they do find out, you know, they'll get very angry.
Okay. About being arranged in marriages, how does that work when, if you're living in Canada and you're being brought up, as you say, as a Canadian person, how does arranged marriages work? I mean, is that still part of your culture?
Yeah, it's still part, definitely, because my dad, he is a matchmaker, like, which is also called, like, he actually finds people for other people, because he has done arranged marriages lately. He has, he would look around. He has friends that would have, you know, son or daughters that are actually old enough, because usually girls usually tend to get married when they're 18 or as they turn 18. He usually goes around, you know, like the last arranged marriage that he did do was, there was a girl that was in Los Angeles, San Francisco, around there, and there was one that was down here. And what he does is he makes them come together. The parents talk with each other. They decide, you know, if this is the son I want my daughter to marry, or if this is the daughter that I want my son to marry, so on and so forth. They sit together, and usually, you know, the guy or the girl that are getting married can't sit beside each other because they'll be right across from each other. They talk and everything, and, you know, it used to be the parents' decision, but nowadays they have a say in it.
In terms of the arranged marriages, okay, can the potential people that are getting married, can they oppose, and what's the consequences of them opposing to their parents' choice?
Well, they do have a say, but sometimes, like, they would be afraid to say yes or no because they don't want to put down their parents, because they see how happy their parents are to see their daughter or son go away. It's pretty hard to say no, because in a certain marriage that there was supposed to be a marriage, and since the girl changed her mind, she didn't want to get married, everyone looked bad at her, and, you know, it was a disgrace to the family because it seemed like she, you know, it looked like she couldn't get married again, or she wasn't even married at first of all, but they looked down at her, and, you know, it's a pretty bad case. Sometimes there's not many people that do say no.
If a daughter, for instance, decides she's not going to marry this gentleman, will she have a chance again to ever be arranged?
Well, I guess it depends if she gets lucky again, because in the culture, I've heard that if someone does get married and something bad happens, like let's say, because you know most Indian men are known as alcoholics, and if something bad happens, you know, the guy can always get married again, but the woman can't because it'll be a disgrace and they'll think it's her fault because of the marriage has broken down. And that's why, you know, they wouldn't really give the girl a chance. But if she wasn't going to get married and she said a no in it, she could be lucky again, because parents really want their daughters to go on in life and have children and everything. So I think if she's lucky again.
I think that a lot of people here have a lot of misconceptions about arranged marriages. I'm from Pakistan and I'm Muslim, and in our religion, the guy and the girl, they have a choice. Usually what happens is that the families, they usually know each other. So it's not the type of thing where a girl will be getting married to a total stranger, and she does have a say in saying yes or no. And it's, they think that that if a girl says no to a proposal, then she won't be able to get other proposals, but that's not true. And she will be able to get other proposals, and she would be able to get married after that. It's totally up to the girl or the guy if they want to get married. If their parents come to them with a proposal, usually the way it happens is they'll tell their son or daughter about the other person, what their family is like, how well they're educated, whatever the plus and minuses about the guy or the girl are. And what will happen is that they will get to meet, but they're not allowed to meet alone. It'll be with the whole family, and they can talk and they can get to know each other, and this can happen on various occasions. And when if they feel that they're well suited to each other, then they can get married. They can make the decision of getting married or not getting married.
Well, because, okay, it's like she said that how families come and you meet the person only with family around. But what if the person's like really different from what you know? And they may be showing like, okay, a cover to your family to get your family a good impression. But it's not always like that, because like, look, you're going to be living with that person for the rest of your life. And I'm against it, because if you're not marrying for love, what are you marrying for? Family, that's it? You shouldn't be opposed to do that, because it's not right. And I think if you get a love marriage, it's better, because, okay, yeah, maybe they're not showing you everything, but you know how they are, and you can, like, challenge them in that way. It's like, it's challenging. Like, life is a challenge, right? But arranged marriage, like, you're living with that person, you don't know how they are. Like, yeah, okay, you've met them for, like, 3-4 months, you get to know them. You really don't know how they are, because it's, like, probably a front for them to get to like you. They may love you, but you don't love them. It's not like that.
Yeah. So what for you? Why would you choose the love marriage versus the arranged marriage? Why? Why is that a big issue for you?
I'll choose love, because with my sisters, right, they don't want to be arranged because they don't want to marry someone they don't love, and they've made that clear to my parents already. Right? So, but I'll choose love because I don't want the girl marrying someone she doesn't want to marry. If she was going to marry me, it's going to be for love and not because she has to.